And I know some people kind of feel that way about being behind the camera because we have to constantly.
Being an actor is being able to dive into the art form in a way that you step outside of yourself. It's not about the awards and stuff. That's great. That's great nominations. That's great. I'm not downplaying it because I think it's important for people to.
I got to sit down and get into the social media space again because
truth in the air, let it speak.
But listen, man. Today we sit here. We got a little bit of a lot to cover.
Okay.
Because you do everything. I don't know if you know. I just get right into it.
Okay, that's great.
So yeah. So listen, y'all. We are back with another episode. Hold on. I don't even like the way that sounds. Hold on. Welcome back to another episode of Creative Roots Podcast, where seeds sown become visions grown. I am your host Tay, and today, like I said, we got a lot. We got a little bit of a lot to cover. I'm sitting here with award-nominated, award-winning, this man got so many titles I can't even spit them all out. Actor of the Year, is that what it was?
It was Best Male Lead. I've been nominated.
Best Male Lead.
Yeah, I've been nominated for Actor of the Year a few times.
And I lead a lot of people, and I ain't got that
Grateful.
title. You know what I'm saying? So listen, y'all, we are sitting here with none other than Mr. Marcus Scott.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. Brother.
Great. So
Yes.
listen, y'all know I don't introduce people no more because I've been butchering them. So Marcus, can you please tell the people who you are and what you do?
My name is Marcus Scott. I'm an actor by trade. I still have my day job, so it's not like I'm, killing it out here, but I am doing my best to try to kill it as much as I can.
He killing it, y'all. Don't let this man tell y'all that. He killing it.
Like Tay said, I did just recently win Best Male Lead for my contribution to the musical The Gift. And what an experience. I was surrounded by a great cast and crew, great fearless leader and Miss Vicki L. Evans that wrote it. And it wasn't the first time that production had been here. It was just the first time that I led it. And man, when I tell you an experience, that was a great experience because it's art imitating life. And when you look at how everything developed within the play,
Mm-hmm.
it was spot on. I mean, you just never know where your help's going to come from and who God's going to send your way, to help you out. So, of course, bonds. Every cast kind of bonds,
Yeah.
in a certain kind of way. And you have like a cast family, but everyone is different. So not to take away from any other cast that I've ever been on, but we, that cast we have our memories because we had experiences together that last a lifetime.
Experiences that last a lifetime. I think that's going to be the title of this episode. That's what we're going to put. If it ain't up there, y'all, hey, continue watching. It's okay. So listen, what Marcus didn't tell y'all, just like Jennifer didn't tell y'all last week, no, we not cousins. Okay, let's get that one out the way. But we all had a helping hand in the short film 8 Ball that I was telling y'all about. Marcus, can you tell what your role was in that?
Absolutely. I was a production assistant and camera operator. So the production assistant role was basically taking notes on set, what cameras we were using for what scenes, how many takes, and so that when Ollie went back to do the editing, so he'd know which one we were actually going to use, which takes we were going to use, which ones were the best, top 2 or 3, if we had one that was just, no doubt, know that as well, that kind of thing. And then the camera operator, that came about with some of the South Park shots. We were there and moving around because Ollie doesn't really pinpoint, even though you have a title, he doesn't pinpoint you and pigeonhole you into that. Like if he can use you in something else, he'll allow you to do that. So that's kind of how that came about. But it was a great experience to be able to, move a camera around a little bit and see, because that was my first time doing that. I'm used to being on the other side of the camera, so it was awesome. It was an awesome experience. And I'm so proud of the finished product. You did your thing, my brother. I can't, I'm telling you.
I mean, I wasn't even going to say nothing about me.
I'm just saying, I got to give you your props.
Yeah, hey, man. And for me, it was one of those things it's just a natural thing for me to do. So of course when Ollie asked, I was like, yeah, whatever. I got you.
Yeah.
And I sat down, I put this stuff together, and he was like, man, this is great.
Yes.
I've already watched it 3 times. This is great.
Since you said that, the day after the premiere, I was the first person at church. So I'm back into the parking space, and I was sitting there watching it on my phone. So Ollie pulls up. He pulls up right beside me. We both rolled our windows down and showed our phones when we were both watching it. It was so funny. We just started laughing. It was so funny.
I mean, but it came together so well.
It did.
And cast and crew.
Yes.
I didn't get to see anybody until the premiere. I only knew faces and names. And I'm like, I don't know any of these people. Like, just walk up and be like, hey, I'm Tay. How you doing? Because the way I felt, everybody would have been like, okay. And that means, so I kind of just shied away. Hey.
Some of us, I would have known. Some of us would have known. Yeah, but yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, because I mean, I like Brittany. Of course, I knew exactly who she was.
Right.
And of course, I know Ollie.
Right.
And just seeing pictures and everything, I was like, okay, I recognize some of these people. And then to me, to see y'all, right there, it was a whole different thing of like, not starstruck, but it's like, I know that person.
Yeah,
like how when you see a celebrity, it's like, hey, but just like
putting a face with a name. Yeah, yes. I said, I know exactly what you mean. I'm sorry about this. I'm trying to put this on silent.
Oh, hey man, listen, I can't tell you how many times my phone done ring, Shamar phone done ring. Listen, if the phone ring, I just be like, Shamar will answer the phone, so don't even worry about it. Shamar will be like, hey, we recording the podcast right now. Hey, I got caught. No, we recording right now. Like right
now.
Bye.
That's
so
funny.
You good. Like if my wife called, I'd be like, sweet, I'm recording. I'll call you back. All right. Yeah, I love you too. Okay. Okay, but I gotta go. No, okay, bye. Okay.
Yeah.
My kids called, but man, listen, I ain't worried about that.
All right, good.
By the way, I don't edit anything, so everybody gonna see all this.
No.
I don't edit.
You don't care?
No, I don't.
Okay, we're good. We're good. We really at cousin's house then.
Listen, my thing is leave the episode as raw and authentic as possible. When you start touching things, to me, those are some of the things that people look at.
Yes, that might actually pop or resonate with somebody. The way that I can see that.
I can't tell you how many, and just for going on a side note, y'all, no tape will take a left, but trust me, we're coming back. We've had people come and record, clients come and record, and then they're like, oh, can we cut that out? And I'm like, are you sure? I made a mistake. Well, let people know you're human.
Right.
Let people know.
Yes.
I mean, how many sets have we been on? How many videos have we done? Where it's like, ooh, bad take. But we don't, oh, well, let me go ahead and delete it. We keep it. Because you never know. Some of that stuff ends up in bloopers.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that stuff ends up like, man, I remember that.
Yes.
You send it out to people.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't edit.
Absolutely. That's yeah, you're right. Just you put it that way.
You never know what's gonna happen. Somebody can be watching this and be like, dang, I don't feel so bad.
Right.
I was on my podcast and da-da-da-da. I mean, at least it ain't like I had a guy and his homeboy, he dropped the phone like 3 times. So, of course, I say, if he dropped that phone one more time, and he's like, you gonna cut that out? No. Hey, you know who you are. I'm gonna leave you alone, bro. I'm gonna leave you alone, but I still gotta get you up here too. But so listen. See, now we back.
Yes.
We back. So Marcus, you've been an actor. You do that's your number one thing. You've got production assistant, and now you're bringing up camera op.
Right.
Out of all these things that you do in this creative space, what was the first seed that was planted that got you on your journey?
It's strange, but it was 16 years ago.
Mm.
I was off work, and it was weird, middle of the week kind of days I had to burn. And an actor that was a commercial actor at the time, and now he's blown up. But he was in 3 consecutive commercials. I think it was a candy bar commercial, a beer commercial, like a Las Vegas commercial. But he was in 3 consecutive commercials, and I'm sitting there like, I can do that. Not knowing what all it takes to go into it. I was thinking, all right, well, maybe I could, if I could learn to do it, I could put in the work to do it, but I believe I can do that. So that's what I did. I got up and I started doing some research. The next week, I walked into Johnny Casablanca's Modeling Career Center down on Tyvola, off of Tyvola in the business center back there. Walked in there and talked to them about what their curriculum was like for adult actors. We had some back and forth. They showed me the curriculum, and I said, "Whew, okay."
That's a lot.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I wasn't, but they said, "Well, you don't have to pay it all at once." I said, "All right, well, I'll invest in myself." So I went through the curriculum, and was finished by, I think, September 11th, 2010. And by 2011, I had already started. I hit the ground running. Like one of my acting teachers actually, she got me a short film gig, and I started doing short films. I did a lot of work for free. I still do it. Did a couple music videos, and then the biggest thing that I did in 2011 was like the breakout for me was I did stand-in work, which going from nothing to stand-in work on a major network was huge for me. I stood in for a character named Tom Walker on the show Homeland on Showtime. And the actor's name was Chris Chalk, and he's I think he's known around here because I think he went to UNCG. But yeah, I did that, and then being on set was just, it blew my mind. I mean, it's something that I had imagined, but I couldn't imagine the detail. It was extremely detailed, the immaculate detail of these sets. And the studio that they were using had a garage here, a kitchen here. And I mean, and for my scene was, it was in like the Middle East. He'd gotten kidnapped in the Middle East, and they were using the lighting, of course, as a stand-in to prepare for him to come on set. So I was there with, shirtless, pretending I'm him, getting beat and like tortured. Well, the actor tortured.
Yeah.
And that experience it just took me from here to, I was sold. It became a passion of mine. I wanted to dig in and find out more. How can I do this more? Ended up being a featured extra on season finale of season 1. I went back for season 2 and did double time. And then, I just kind of kept building. The next big time, I did some, of course, free work in between. I met Ollie actually around 2013.
Okay.
And my acting teacher that got me that first gig, she got me that gig as well. I was a lead actor in his mom's music video. Try It Again. And that also, and we Ollie and I crossed paths at that time, but we didn't really click like that. I mean, there was a mutual respect because I was seeing how that family moves. It was just like, it was art.
It is.
Everybody had a thing, a niche or something that they were looking at and taking care of. And, it was amazing to just sit back and watch and just to be a part of. And so loving though, like it's hard to find a gig, so to speak, that feels so loving. And that was what I took away from that experience. Fast forward 5 years, and I see Ollie doing behind the scenes work on a short film that I'm doing. And we were doing like a one take short. So it was like I think it was supposed to be 7 minutes. So it's like a floating camera. We don't cutting anything. So it was going to be difficult. We spent a lot of time doing it. But Ollie was doing it behind the scenes. We reconnected then, and then lockstep since. So
Dope. I love how this kid, while in high school, I called him my little brother, and nobody was allowed to bother him, period.
wow.
And to see the man that he has grown to be.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And the connections that he's made, the connections that he makes with and for others,
Absolutely.
you know, no
Absolutely.
gatekeeping and not selfish
At
about
all. At
who
all.
he knows,
At all.
you know. And I truly do love that about that dude,
Same.
you know.
Same. Like
All
when I say like a brother,
Yes.
there's been times where I felt bad for not feeling like I didn't meet the mark for what I expect to do in working with him, you
Yeah.
know, and he's never treated me any differently. Even if I was going through something, he never treated me any differently. If anything, he turned up how he cared for me and how he looked out for me, and how he, you know, that means so much. That means so much to me. So at any time he asked me to do anything, you know, I'm like, bro, if I can do it, I'm there. So
I agree. I agree.
So yeah,
And the good thing about that is we know he won't take advantage
No.
of us or the
absolutely
situation.
not.
You know what I'm
Absolutely
saying?
not. Right.
Genuine.
Yes.
Very genuine.
Absolutely.
Ollie, this episode is not about you though.
It's
bro.
not. It's
we
not,
love
bro.
you,
We love you.
but it ain't
But
about
it ain't
you.
about you. Had to throw that in there though, because that is
Yes.
me. The latter part of my career, me meeting Ollie,
Mhm.
has transformed my career because it actually brought me. He's the reason I got back into the church. Like
Amen.
working with him, he's the reason I got back into the church, and I've been with this church now for 7 years. October, and I'd been to different churches, but I was kind of at church, not in church, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
You know,
And people don't know how to distinguish the difference.
right. And not saying that I'm, 100% on everything that I'm doing now,
Right.
because I'm human. But
Right.
at the same time, it's a vast difference of where I was and to where I am now. And I'm grateful for working. We worked on a film, and we're celebrating because the film got screened uptown at the Knights Gallery
Mm.
and at the Booth Playhouse in the Blumenthal, and we were out celebrating, and he was asking me about church, and there was a upstart church, and they asked me if I could sing, and if that kind of thing, and then I went and met Miss Arnetta again and sat down with her, and then from there been there since, and she's a blessing. I call her my spiritual mom. She's poured into me so much, seen things that I didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes I'm speechless when it comes to the love that they show, and I'm not going to just keep going on and on, but I have to. If I would not, I don't feel like I would be where I am or how I am with that part of my career, and with part of my faith and everything that aligns, how it's starting to align without, that push from, because I was getting, don't get me wrong, because I come from a church. My mom and dad raised me in the church, and my mom, there's no one before my mom. My mom is the similarities between the two are crazy, but as far as faith, not worldly, like the things that we talk about in the world, they have no idea about.
None.
And you can tell that they're in their Bibles, they're in their bags, and they're in their Bibles too.
Yes. Yes.
But the push that I get that I've gotten from my family,
Mm-hmm.
to get me to where I can, withstand certain things, and how my family has poured into me and told me about the light that I carry and the responsibility that comes with that light.
Yes.
I think that, there's a lot of people don't talk about that. There's
They
a
don't.
responsibility that comes with that light, because when you have a light to shine and you dim it, there are consequences. And I'm learning that. So I believe that during that period of not kind of nomading with church, and then my faith aligning with my passion with the career, and then meeting Ollie and Miss Arnetta, and how it was all, by grand design. That push got me back to where I was supposed to be going, where I was initially pushed to begin with from back home, because I'm from small town South Carolina, Hartsville, South Carolina. I love my hometown. When I say I love my hometown, my boys from college get tired of me talking about. Nobody's gonna talk about Hartsville more than I talk about Hartsville, because I'm proud to be from there. And it's like 7,500 people. You put that amount of population in Charlotte, you can put that in probably 100 times.
Yeah, give or take.
So I mean, it's special to me to be able to do the things that I'm able to do. I'm grateful for the people that I met, the lives that have impacted mine, and I feel the responsibility to make sure that I use my gift to impact as well.
Well, good. I tell you what, something that nobody will probably believe, right? I've known Ollie since we were in high school. I graduated in 2002. I think he graduated in 2003. All these years, I've never met his mom. But I can see how his parents have, stuck with him, encouraged him, raised him right, as they say.
Yes.
And it shines.
It does.
So, yeah.
It does.
So, Ollie, at some point, I need to be able to meet Mama Arnetta. Stop playing. Bruh. You stop playing. Because I had an intention of speaking to her, while we were at the premiere. But, man, I looked up and everybody was gone.
Yeah. It's like everybody was trying to get to. I knew I had to walk my dog. I had him inside all day, so I had to get home and walk him first, and then go meet everybody at the after dinner party. And but yeah, I think everybody was kind of trying to get out to do that. I think I was halfway home before I realized, wait a minute, I was supposed to wait and stop.
I was supposed to be talking to you, to Jennifer, Mina, and like 2, 3, 4 other people. I was like, yeah, let's get a picture, I look around, I said, I guess we ain't taking no pictures. I'm glad I got y'all Instagram before y'all ran away, because we
were gone.
Y'all left me.
Yeah, we were gone, man.
Yeah, and I couldn't make it to the after party because I thought it was in Charlotte somewhere.
Oh no, I was in Rock Hill, yeah.
And I said, it already took me an hour to get here.
Yeah.
We're talking about going to Rock Hill.
Yeah, that's
and I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Yeah, I understand that then.
So I was like, hey, Ollie.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. We just not. But yeah, man. So being here on set, you're used to being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
For those that want to become an actor, right? Those that want to be in front of the camera, period, regardless, because we know some people want to be stuntmen.
Right.
Not me.
Right. Not
or
me
somebody.
Either.
What do you think is something that they instantly need to know before they just jump?
Do some research for what it is that you want to do. Make sure that you're prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're prepared for no's. You're going to get a lot of no's. Be prepared to do free work. That's how you hone your skills. Be prepared to be paid little. you know, to be able to build your resume. I think one of my favorite snippets I've seen is from Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle was asking a young man, you know, do you want to be an actor or do you want to be famous? Because there's a difference. There's a difference. You know, being an actor you can be famous. That can be a byproduct of being an actor if you're good at it, you know, or if, you know, things align, but that's not what it's about. Being an actor is being able to dive into the art form in a way that you step outside of yourself. You take on a whole different persona. You study a person. You study a person's youth. You study a person's trials. You study, you know, as much as you can. And you try to emulate that person outside of yourself. Otherwise, you're the same person in everything that you do. Also, when you are acting, you are a part of a team. So when you know how teams work, you're only as strong as the weakest link. You don't want to be that weak link to make a project fail. You know, so keep all of that in mind because it's going to take a lot of selfless behavior, selfless commitment. And I think there's some misconceptions about all of that. But if you're in it for the right reasons, those misconceptions don't bother you because you understand that a lot of times many people will look at you and they will attach their insecurities to you about what they want or what they need or you know, it's just a natural thing. It's an instinct sometimes. So, and it's kind of a road to grace type thing. You know, when you realize you start doing some self healing or looking yourself in the mirror for choices that you make, and then that grace begins to be extended to others because you know everybody's out here hurting. So a lot of things that you'll hear in the beginning of as an actor, as an actor you're selfish, or he's a great actor because I'm an actor because that's what I do. It's not who I am.
Because of what you do, not because of who you are.
Yeah.
Man, I know I said I wanted to get into acting, and I mean I've starred in all of my short films, you know, instead of looking for somebody trying to get to that point, right? Studying, I believe, is the strongest thing, especially when you go out here to do it for somebody else. Like, if you wrote it, you should know
Right.
how to portray it.
Right.
Should. If you can't do it, you might need to go find somebody. Hey, we sitting right here. We here. You know, call me. You know, but I've always felt that being in front of the camera was always a lot more work because it looks so easy. And I know some people kind of feel that way about being behind the camera because we have to constantly check settings.
Yes.
You know, if the sun moves, we have to change something. If we go from inside to outside,
Lighting.
we got to change something.
Yes.
You know, lighting, your f-stop, your IS, you have to change either something on the camera or something on the set.
Right.
You know, and that's another place where a team comes into play.
Yes.
You could be behind the camera like Jennifer and end up in front of the camera.
Right.
You could be like you in front of the camera and end up behind the camera.
Yes.
And I've always said, just be prepared because you never know.
Absolutely.
You know. So with that, can you speak to your experience of being this camera op? Just what was that like, knowing that was something new for you?
I didn't want to mess it up. That was my main thing. I didn't want to mess it up because, you know, it was only a little, you know, it wasn't much, but he trusted me with that. So, and being trusted with something, you know, you just don't want to, and this is well into filming too. So it's not like it's the first scene or even the first location. I think we're probably on third, fourth, maybe fifth location by this time. close to rapping. But
Oh.
but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but
yeah.
it was really really cool to be able to, because like you said, if anything moves or anything adjusts, you have to adjust with it. Continuity is huge, because when you're the finished product, when you see it, if the slightest thing, people may not know anything about acting, but they know things about watching films and watching movies, and if something's off, they'll point it out. So you got to
Yes.
be
Yes. Woo.
yes. So, and you'll hear about it. That's another thing about being an actor or being in the film business, that when you're producing films, everybody's a critic.
Mhm.
So whether they are, everybody's a critic, but not every opinion is informed. We know that, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Sometimes you will be forced to hear those opinions, and they're entitled to them. So you got to be prepared and have tough skin for that as well. But also, just making sure you do your best so that you kind of stave off some of those bad ones. But they're going to come. But that opportunity for me, it was amazing. I didn't foresee it coming, because I was content. Not content. I won't say content. That's a bad word. But I was very happy. I will say that, with being production assistant. I just wanted to be a part of the project because I knew it was going to be great.
Yeah, me too.
I knew it was going to be great. So I just wanted to be a part of the project. On camera, off camera, didn't matter. I'm when it comes to, helping out, I'm a big team player, and I'm going to be loud and boisterous about how happy I am because about the project, because if I don't, who will?
Right.
If I don't, who will? I'm involved in the project and contributing to it. So why wouldn't I be?
Correct. Like everything that was sent, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and share this. We're gonna go ahead and
Yes.
repost that.
Yes.
I'm gonna say something on here.
Yes.
I'm gonna say something on that. Ollie, it's midnight. Why are you even posting anything? Hey, it's okay. I'll send it out in the morning. Get up in the morning, bloop, 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 add the story, put a caption to it. And I got a text. Wait, what? What is this? Is that Ollie? And I was like, yeah, that's Ollie. And my cousin, she was like, wow, y'all did that? I said, yeah. I said, Ollie did it. He just let me be a part. It's like Ollie did it. This is him. I was just here, But yeah, you have to say something, because think about how many people there are in the world, how many people did not know.
Right.
And the short film is on Omni Plus.
Yes. Yes.
We almost famous.
Almost.
We
Almost.
we there. We there. And the weird crazy thing is, even Omni followed me.
Yes. Oh, say Omni. So Omni's reached out to me as well. That's
Yes.
wow.
Yes. And I'm just like, I know how to work in front of and behind the camera.
Yes.
More so behind the camera.
But hey.
I'm here.
Yes. Yes.
So shout out to Ollie for
yes, sir.
doing what he did, and keeping this film pushing, reaching out to all of us. He knew who could help. He knew everybody's strengths and weaknesses, and he played to that.
Yes.
And I know, as a cameraman, camera op, videographer, cinematographer, whatever my title is that day, audio engineer, I know how to portray somebody, because I shoot with edit in mind. So if it's something like an event, I have to sit here and say, I definitely need this. I definitely need that. Let's see how everything plays out. And as I watch and I'm filming, I say, okay, I've recorded 15 clips. 10 of them are dead to me. I'm not even going to replay them back, because I know I'm not going to use them.
Right.
But these 5, okay. Now I'm piecing it together like a puzzle.
Yes.
And as I'm piecing it, everything is coming together. And I say, okay, I need this type of music. I need to get this. I need them to do this. Okay. I'm not going to be able to find anybody. Hey, I need you to do me a favor. All I need you to do is wave at the camera. I give you a countdown, you wave. Or I go to somebody and say, hey, all I need you to do is just make a plate. As a matter of fact, while you're here, just go ahead and make my plate. And I'm going to just record it. You make my plate, I'm going to record it. It's going to go in the video. You know, yes, because Tay be hungry. So I have to go and find things. And I think that sometimes we get stuck into just this, that we don't think about everything else.
Right.
Knowing that when you have to pivot, what goes through your mind and like your emotional state when it's like, okay, guys, we got to change X, Y, and Z?
I think that takes place, well, where I am now, experience has taught me to have that perspective going in. Because before, a lot of times, and also being a background actor, that has taught me to be prepared for whatever. Because being a background actor is a running joke of what's going to make and what won't make the cut, and what's left on the editing floor, whatever. A lot of background actors do that for fun, and some of them are retired, and they just travel and do it, and they really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. But a running joke would be, hey, you can see my arm in this, or you can see my hand in this. But a lot of times what will happen, things will pivot a lot of times on set. One time in particular, it's the first season of Banshee was shot here. First and second seasons were shot here in Charlotte. And I think the third episode of the first season, I was a Marine, and went for the fitting, got fitted, called the set. Call time was like 5 a.m. Got there, and I was there like 4:45. I'm standing in front of the wardrobe trailer. It's actually pretty funny. I'm standing in front of the door at the wardrobe trailer, and a man comes out of the dark with no shirt on, and he's got on shorts and flip-flops, and I cannot see this man's face. And he comes around, and he puts his arm around me, and I'm like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, dog. Like, you ain't got no shirt on. I mean, it's dark out here. Like,
right. What are you doing? Who are you? What do you want?
Well, at that time, the lighting was up, but the light wasn't in that area. Somebody opened the door to the wardrobe trailer. It was Frankie Faison. He was a famous actor. He was most notably, he was the superintendent on Coming to America, the guy that switched departments. So he puts his arm around me and he says, hey, baby, mind if I cut in front of you? When I realized who he was, I'm, sure. Sure, sir. Yes, go ahead and get your wardrobe. The pivot came when I got my wardrobe and I sat down and I'm waiting. Somebody didn't show up that was a stand-in. And one of the production assistants was running around going crazy because the person just didn't show. And he goes, Scott, I need you to do double time. What's that mean?
All right, I got you.
What's that mean?
What is that?
Yeah, what's that mean? I'll do it, but what's that mean? He goes, I need you to be a stand-in and a featured extra. So you have your wardrobe, right? I mean, I'm already dressed. So he's like, well, what I'm gonna do? He took some masking tape, thick kind, and he wrote his character's name was Sugar. So he wrote it on there and put it on my chest here. So he says, when you're on camera, take it off. When you're off camera, put it on, because we're gonna need you, both times. So I was following Mr. Faison around for about 14, 15 hours that day on set. And I mean, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, because he's hilarious and very wise, dropping nuggets here and there about acting. I mean, it was a great, great experience. But that pivot, some people would have been like, oh, no, choose somebody else. Not me. Not me. What do you need me to do? Yeah, as long as it's not, it's not anything crazy, I'm in.
Right. Yeah, hey, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
However,
yeah. However, it has to be, within the realm of the film. You know what I mean? What we're doing. So yeah. But yeah. What's that? What do you need me to do? And I think I may still have the sides that we use. It's just that part of the script. for that day. I have it somewhere, and that masking tape, I had it. I put it on the sides, and I saved it for a keepsake. So
Yeah, because that was going to be a question I was going to ask you. Like, when you work on these sets, do you keep anything?
I don't think you're supposed to.
Well, what we're going
But
to do is,
I had it in my. I had some dungarees on because I was, I was a Marine, so I think I slipped the sides in my side pocket or whatever. Not trying to, do it, but when I got in the car that evening, I was like, oh, I still have the sides, and I still had the tape on. So I was like, you know what? Let me just keep this, and I put it up, and I kept it all these years, and still have it. Still have it. But yeah, I mean, things can pivot. Things can pivot so fast. I had a close up on Homeland. I mean, we spent 45 minutes on it. I mean, it was right before for people who haven't seen it, I think it's on HBO Max or Prime now. No, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. I think all seasons are on there. But there's a big scene on the season finale. And just before that season, you know how it's like the quiet before the storm? I was there with my gun, and I'm looking around. And I mean, we all kinds of lighting. We spent 45 minutes on it. Cut it out. So when we watched it, it wasn't there. I was like, oh well. But those things kind of taught me lessons of, no matter what it looks like on set, they're looking at those tight angles, the wides. They're looking at those things to piece those together, just like you were just saying. And not everything, that's not, especially with background, it's not about you at all. It's not about you. And that will put you in your place. If you're thinking you're going as a background actor and it's going to be about you, you're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken.
Yeah, go ahead. And I feel if that's the case, if that's what you think is going to happen, like, hey, I'm here, background actor.
Yeah.
Make sure you put my name in the credits.
Yeah, it's not
go
right.
sit down.
I've seen many, many, many people show up that way and they don't make it to the end of the day.
That's crazy to get kicked off in the middle of filming.
Yes.
So now that means they have to go and cut out everything that you were in.
If you were even in it.
Yeah. I've heard they had to do that on Wild 'N Out.
Really?
Yes. Some of the cast, they were saying, like, if you come on there and they testing you out, trying you out, everything that you were in, they will completely cut you from that episode.
Yeah. I know that it's been done. I haven't seen a finished product to compare, but yeah, I've seen the finished product to know that they weren't in it.
That's crazy. So when you go on these sets, I think the thing that, people need to know too is, like, listen, you're there to help. Regardless of what your role is, you're there to help.
Absolutely. Part of the team.
I think no matter if you're the janitor, background, stand-in, main actor, you can be cut.
Yes.
And replaced.
Yes. Everybody's replaceable.
I've seen where like Jamal the creator and I think his name is Lonnie Fenarios, they've had to completely redo seasons because things have happened with the main character. The female just is like, whatever happened, they're like, hey, we see y'all commenting, asking about what happened and, why does it look like we are redoing the season? Well, we had to because of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So think if that's something quote unquote small, they're mostly on YouTube and now they have, more episodes behind a paywall. But if they are willing to do that on a local yet high standpoint, and I mean they making hundreds of thousands because they know what they're doing.
Right.
Big job, all of them. How at any point you can get cut, especially if somebody is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars just on you. How many actors are like, you know what, we changed our mind, we're going with somebody else?
Yes.
You can get cut.
You can get cut at the last second.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, that's how quick things pivot, depending on what they're looking for, and what they're looking for is subject to change.
Yes.
So I mean, you just kind of have to be prepared for that. Nothing has to really make sense. It's definitely not to you if you're working, but I mean, it only needs to make sense to those that are footing the bill and are paid to make sure that it executes the way that there was a foot in the bill.
Correct.
It has to make sense to them.
Everything else don't need. Just go sit.
Yes.
Stay in your place.
I will say this. It does create a healthy fear, because it's like you don't want to be caught lacking to a point where you have to be dismissed. One experience for me where I was scared. I was doing background on The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Back when was that, 2019, maybe 2020? And I was a prison guard. A similar setup to where I had to go get fitted for my wardrobe prior. But the day I show up to set and go to wardrobe, they gave me these clunkers, man, like shoes. Like the heels were like, and for some reason I could not, the floor that I was walking on was like a linoleum floor. And I was trying so hard to like walk quietly, but it could not work. I was trying to be quiet and walk at the same time. Well, the director, Michael Showalter, is sitting in the corner, and he goes, I'm like, oh, gosh, I'm not. And because I'm roaming in the scene. It's a prison scene. If you see the Eyes of Tammy Faye towards the end. I'm roaming in the scene. He calls me over. I'm like, oh, he's going to tell me to sit down. So I go over. He's like, take the shoes off. I said, off? He's like, yeah, just take them off. So I took them off. And in that scene, I'm walking back and forth with socks on. But you only see, like, again, you only see my arm because it's background.
That's it. Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, it took out, because it was very distracting, because the dialogue in between, as they take breaks in the dialogue, you know, and I could tell the actors were getting frustrated with that sound. Everybody was, because it was just, and I'm like, I'm trying to be quiet, but that was probably the best thing that could have happened. But I was afraid he was going to be like, yeah, just go ahead. Yeah.
Are you sure? Yeah, take them things out. Woo, man, listen. Thank you.
Yes. Wow.
And you mentioned dialogue. Dialogue is a very sensitive space when it comes to any film. I know people only watch certain things for the action, but can't tell you the storyline.
Right.
They can't, they only follow the action. And for me, I'd be like, shh,
I want to hear what they're saying.
I need to hear.
Yes.
You know, me and Ollie kind of talked about it, but you know, it's like Marvel movies. You can watch for the action, but you might not know why they fighting if you're not listening.
Right.
And even with my kids, you cannot walk in the room when we're watching a Marvel movie and be like, hey, what else?
Right.
Like,
these aren't, Marvel movies aren't your normal, like, superhero movies. These movies they broke the mold when they started this MCU. They did, because, I mean, it was great acting.
Yes.
Great storytelling.
Yes.
And the action.
Yes.
So.
And the suspense.
Yes.
The cliffhangers.
I love the I guess practicality, if you will, how people can look at certain things that happen in, say for instance, Endgame. It wasn't Endgame. No, it was Infinity War.
Yeah. So
it was Infinity War when Strange, we said, when he asked him how many times, how many futures did he see? 14 million. How many did we win? One. So, you know, years later, it's like, the joke is, oh, so Thanos won 14 million times, and we decided to film the one time that he lost. Stuff like that is funny when you're following the story, you know, because, yeah, of course, it's supposed to be about the superheroes, but if you're looking at it from that standpoint, it's actually pretty funny. It's almost like we're hating on Thanos.
Because we are. We are. And, I mean, man, okay, I'm going to go here. When you think about what Thanos is saying, he's got a very good point.
Bro, I quoted Thanos on Instagram. I'm such a nerd.
It's okay. We're here.
I'm such a dork when it comes to this stuff, man. I quoted Thanos on Instagram for a week because there's a line that he says where it's like, as long as there are people who remember what was, there will always be resistance and to change. And I mean, that's profound. That is profound. I mean, it's
They gave Thanos some hard delivering reality statements.
yes.
Even when he threw Gamora, it's like you had to get rid of something you love. And it's like, oh well, he doesn't love anything. And then he drops a tear.
Yes. And she's laughing like, oh, you crying. That's funny. She still didn't get it until.
She did it.
Right. Wow.
That's crazy. We're not gonna go there today.
No, yeah, we're not going to.
We're not gonna go there today. So listen, so you've been doing this 16 years.
Yes.
Over these past 16 years and counting, how has your support system been when it comes to, being an actor and everything?
It's been pretty steady with those that really know me, like my family, my immediate family, my extended family. The further out it gets, the kind of not. I love my family. My family's huge though, so you got to give me that. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the core of my support. My friends, I'm learning it. This journey has taught me what friends are, what true friends are.
Mm-hmm.
Because true friends, they support you, but they not only support you, they help you in ways that not necessarily. They may not have to be may not have to do anything to support you. I see people all the time, and it's a common theme in social media. I'm blessed to be on Ollie's board on the Carolina Film Festival on the marketing and community engagement committee.
Oh, I didn't
so
know that.
a lot of social media push. That's where that comes from. So we're pushing out, trying to make sure that people go into and anything involved with the film festival. But it's also taught me to market my own things, And I see you start to understand algorithms of different, the rotations and things of that nature. You see the support for people that people don't even know, right? And it takes nothing to like. It takes nothing to share. It costs you nothing.
Nothing.
You know me. And especially in ways that like social media platforms where I can see you have looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you look at it if you're not going to engage? Not that you have to, but some people will do that. Some people refuse to. But those are teaching you, some people are just monitoring. They're not really supporting you. They're just kind of waiting to see what you're doing next. And,
Right.
if you're going to fail or, if it's corny to them or whatever the case may be. Again, that goes back to that insecurity thing. You can't really take it personally. You get to a point where you don't take it personally. You see people that look at your stuff every day and never even mention anything about it and pretend as if they don't know what's going on, but they see everything that you do. So yeah, the support system, you will find that you'll get more support from people that don't know you, but really are touched or what you're doing resonates with what is going on with them in their lives. And I think that's mainly what I pay attention to, because that's what I'm here for. Again, it goes back to my light. I don't want to dim my light again for anybody. And I want to make sure that, people are going through things, and everybody's going through something.
Correct.
And it's okay to feel what you feel. Feel it. Feel it, feel it, feel it. And if there's something that I've done, a bad choice that I've made, anything that you can learn from, that's what I'm here for. The art is just a way of freedom of expression, but it's a vehicle to reach out and touch people without actually having to touch them. Because true art, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to move you without touching you. There's some people sitting in an audience watching you portray somebody, and they may have an uncle that's going through that exact thing, or a cousin that's going through that exact thing. And the way you portray it reminds them, and it sits with them, and they may take that away, and it's like, wow. And it may change something in them. That's what I chase now. It's the impact. And what taught me that is the privilege of being able to hone my skill in theater. Right, film is great. Again, I like quoting Don Cheadle. He's an amazing actor. He says when he said do you want to be an actor? Do you want to be famous? Then he asks, are you in theater? Are you in anything? Or do are you in your local theater? Denzel says that a lot. Do you do local theater? Community theater is important because these stories need to be told, but also, this is also freedom of expression, but it's a way to deliver art to the community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's another vehicle to show people with art imitating life. Everybody goes through things, but that doesn't have to be the end of your story just because you go through it. And once you get through to the other side, and what you do with what you've learned is really where the reward is, right? That feeling of somebody coming to you and saying, hey, I really couldn't stand you in the beginning of this play, but by the end of it, man, I had to come shake your hand. Something like that lets you know that you're doing things the right way. But when you have the perspective of, someone out here may learn from this and not, oh, come see me at this play because, I'm going to be clean and I'm going to be sharp and I'm going to be my wardrobe. And it's not about that. It's not about that at all. It's about getting on stage with people that share the same vision and trying to do your best to portray what the writer has written for your character, but also using it in a way that's ministry. That is like, these are real stories. They may be made up, but these scenarios, somebody's going through this.
Yeah.
Somebody's dealing with a cheating husband. Somebody's or wife. Somebody's dealing with the loss of a child. Somebody's dealing with an alcoholic member or drug addict member. Somebody's dealing with that stuff. And when they may not be thinking about it when they get there, but it'll sit in their spirit when they get there at any moment. At any moment. And if you do it the right way for the right reasons, that message is getting out there, and I feel like it's doing God's work. I really do.
I agree. I feel when you become an actor, your main thing is not to quote unquote be seen, is to be felt.
Yes.
You have to have that emotional piece to you, and it has to sit, regardless if you're the good guy, the bad guy. I mean, even though the Joker is bad, Heath Ledger played the mess out of that role.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, like that performance,
yes,
is up there with. I mean, some people think it's bad to compare him to, because Jack Nicholson was the first, and he did it so well. But this was a totally different animal with Heath Ledger. Completely different. He was more intellectual, and although it was like he didn't plan, but he did. He wasn't a thinker, but he was. He was all of those things, and the things that mattered to everybody else didn't matter to him. Mm-mm. Money, it didn't matter to him. So how do you pinpoint and corner somebody when you don't know what it is that they're going after? How do you that portrayal was amazing. I still watch that over and over.
Yes.
The Dark Knight.
And then it's like the scene when they were in the ballroom where he just walked up and he just he grabbed the girl and was like, telling the whole story, like, you want to know how I got these scars?
Yes.
That was not supposed to be in there. They just so happened to still be recording. So when you hear stuff like that, or Denzel during Training Day,
yes,
like the majority of it was just improvised because he was actually in character.
Yes.
The
Pelican Bay and all of that.
Yes.
All of that. I heard that too.
You pull on people's emotion. Even when he played Frank Lucas, you're like, we know this is a real guy, but we're sitting here like, Frank was about his business.
Yes, he was.
And he did all of that, and he got his mama a house.
Yes.
And then we have to sit and be like, but he sold drugs.
Right.
But Denzel pulled.
He did.
He pulled.
He pulled.
Jamie Foxx, Ray.
Yes.
You watch that movie, you listen to the voice, and you watch the motions that you forget that's Jamie Foxx. Because the more he's in character, all you see
He's Ray.
is Ray. Period. And
Absolutely right.
and I love being able to see stuff like that, you know. And I personally would want to in someday, you know, be in that space. But again, I like it behind the camera. Allow me to be the person to capture that magic. Because I'll be right now, I'm better at that than, you know, standing in front of the camera. Like, I can act. You know, I'm a goofball. I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I can change my voice and, you know, do whatever needs to be done. But allow me to stay behind the camera and I'm okay.
Right.
But so listen, we've been here for a minute, and I know you dropped a lot of nuggets. You dropped a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of things that has come from this conversation that's gonna have me sitting, you know, thinking and working on some things myself personally.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, what seed would you plant for other creatives, you know, regardless if they want to be an actor or, you know, aspiring from being a cameraman or, you know, camera op or whatever the case may be? What seed would you plant for the next creative?
Believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to anybody else's vision for you. If you feel it, go for it. And just know that, in this industry, there are a lot of no's, but that makes the yeses even more special. It makes those opportunities shine a lot more. You take them a lot more seriously. And when you look back, the no's don't matter. The no's just give you the tough skin to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to go at it a little bit harder. But, you know, nobody's going to have your vision like you have your vision. Correct. My vision wasn't to be like, honestly, when I started out, I was like, you know, I was so shallow when it came to acting initially. When I initially started, I was like, I'm do a music video, maybe if I can do a full-length feature, a music video, a short film. What does that cover everything? Now maybe I can get on stage. If I can do all of that, maybe I'll call it quits. I just wanted to cover and check off boxes. But then I got the itch. And I mean, when I got it, it made me, when I went from here, the depth came from there because I needed to know more. I needed to know how I could portray someone that is, you know, a bishop and then also a cheating husband. You know, I did that last year on stage. And a lot of people, I went from a bishop. No, actually, I went from a bishop to a cheating husband to a pastor to a street thug that was comic relief. And one of my let me say this too. Charlotte film community, Charlotte theater community. I mean, so embracing.
Mm-hmm.
Working together. Like, I can't say enough about the community as a whole. Like, how we come together, lean on each other, help one another. The people that I've worked with and had the privilege of working with, second to none. And I mean, not just in their craft, but as people, like caring. That's not guaranteed to happen. That's not guaranteed to happen. In this business, there's a lot of cutthroat. You know, you could be in today, out tomorrow, and it's a phone call, nothing face to face, and that's what you can expect. But I mean, these people care and support one another. When I look out on the stage, and I'm on stage and afterwards, and I see people that I've worked with on other projects, and they're there, and they're coming, hey, I came to support you. That means the world to me. You didn't have to do that. I'm sure you had other stuff to do. It's a Saturday.
Right.
I'm sure you had other stuff.
You could have been anywhere else in the world.
But you're here. You know, my church family. I have to shout them out too, man. Like they came to see me and still will come see me and asking constantly about what I'm doing. And when I say support, they pray, they don't pry, they pray, and they support me. You know, it's amazing. It's really helped my alignment, my faith walk, my career. All of this is intertwined. It all goes together. But yeah, back to your question. Sorry, I had to give a shout out to film and theater community.
Oh no, you good.
That's my family, man.
Listen,
you know what I mean? They're just
people need to know.
Yes, I mean it's
know.
what you walk into, you know, and it's also what you make of it too. It's also what you make of it. You know, if you're not pouring into other people, they're not going to pour into you, and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, then you know they're not going to want to pour into you. You know,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean this whole experience has been such a blessing, and I look forward to the next 16, however many years. Acting is a career that you can do it until you're 80 if you want. And if I'm in community theater till I'm 80, that's what I want to do, then that's what I'm going to do. You know, if I still, you know, if I'm still touching lives and I feel like, you know, that's where God wants me to be, that's where I'm going to be.
Because that's what's important.
Yes. It's not about the awards and stuff. That's great. There's great nominations. That's great. It's great. I'm not downplaying it, because I think it's important for people to feel that they're recognized by their peers for the work that they put in.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's important. But we don't want to miss what's really important. You know, that the art form is there for a reason. And that reason is not just for awards and galas and things of that nature. It's not for that. Those are byproducts for you to have fun, you know, when you're not working. But when you're using the art form correctly, you're touching lives. You're making impact. And that's what I've enjoyed doing. Some of the stuff that I've done, I've had to actually lean on in my own life. You know, so I know if I had to do it, and I'm out here doing it, just imagine what the people that are out here that love theater, that love film, that are watching these things over, you know, that spend their time and spend their money doing it. Just imagine what they're catching along with watching, you know? So yeah, I would tell anybody, be prepared to have naysayers, have people that just don't get it. They're going to misunderstand you. They're going to think you don't have vision. They're going to think you're, you know, shallow and whatever, because they don't understand what it takes for you to do what you have to do. But they're not supposed to, because they don't have your vision.
Correct. And I've said multiple times, people view your stance, people view you based on their stance and their thought patterns, their emotions,
Absolutely.
their wallet,
Absolutely.
whatever it is with their, you know, you can instantly tell when people are like, "Ooh, you better than me," or "Ooh, I just couldn't do that."
Right.
You know, when you hear those things, that lets you know where their mind is concerning, at minimum, that one thing.
Right.
You know, if you would have like, "Hey man, I'm about to go out here and I'm about to be the next Denzel," I'm like, "I bet what you need me to help you with."
Right.
You know,
I started a TikTok profile in 2023. I was late to the game.
don't feel bad. I made mine last year.
And one of the first things I put on there, and it's still on there, it says collaboration over competition. If more people thought that way.
We say that here too.
Really? If
Yep.
more people thought that way, man, there would be so much more work for people. But some people get in their ways and they get, you know, there's jealousy and resentment because they're looking through a lens of competition versus a lens of collaboration where, you know, if I can help you get there, it don't matter what I did. Me seeing you get there is everything for me, because if knowing that I want to see, I mean, that means you've impacted me in some kind of way that I'm going to take my time to do it. And if it's that important to me, then yeah, why the competition? I don't know. But that's also a level of emotional intelligence or maturity.
Yeah, because I mean, even when it comes to 8 Ball, I didn't expect to be the colorist. I did it.
Right.
You know, I just thought I was there to help Ollie through the editing and make sure he was good. And he was like, "Hey man," I talked to him and Thor. Thor was like, "Hey man, I'm not gonna
You're not gonna be able to do
have
it.
the time."
Wow. Because he was working on a big project himself.
Yes. So I was like, "All right, send it to me." And even in that process, it's just, man, I'm here to support my brother, man. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
I got you, man.
Yes.
And he's like, "Man, I appreciate it." I'm like, "Dude, come on. You should have expected
Right.
me to say yes."
Right.
But there was Thor could have easily said, "No, I got it," and tried to figure out how he was going to work on 2-3 projects at the
Right.
same time.
Right. And that's Thor's, I'm sure that's his experience. I learned that the hard way myself, taking on too many projects at once and then stumbling across the finish line. That's not something that you want to do, and being able to say when enough is enough. Hard lesson I learned last year, but it's a lesson that I'll take with me because and I'm glad that happened because it also opened the door for you. You know what I'm saying? That was by design, I'm sure. But you having that, being open to not even having any ego, that's the important part, man. That's what I love. When you take the ego out, take the ego out when you're working, there's so much more that you can accomplish.
Yeah.
Because now you're looking at opportunities versus, okay, what is it in it for me?
Yeah.
You're looking at opportunities for the entire project to grow or to pop or whatever it is that you needed to do as a team instead of being in your pigeonholed and your little thinking about me. A lot of people, they get that way. I don't, a lot of inexperienced people, I say that.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're in this business for long enough and you have enough experience, you will see, number one, that it's not about you, regardless of what you do. It's not about you. It's about the project and what we do to push the project forward and push it across the finish line.
Right.
And the best product that we can present. So yeah, man. I'm elated that we were able to work on a project together, even though we didn't really have to interact.
Right. Right.
But
Because I'm the one that sat at the house like, dang, I can't make it. Ollie, bro, I can't make it. But I live in Albemarle. I can't. What time? Bro, I can't make it. And I'm like, I hate having to keep saying I can't make it, but I truly can't make it.
Right.
And even when he sent the film and I watched it, I was like, okay, wait. I'm supposed to be doing something besides watching it. You know what I'm saying? So I had this, okay, let me go take a break. I'll come back. And then I'm listening to, I say, hey, bro, you got somebody doing the audio for this? Like, is somebody mixing? He's like, no. I was going to try to do it. I say, do you have speakers and stuff to do it? He's like, no. But I say, I'm sitting here. It's done. I see a little something I'm just gonna tweak real quick. I'm gonna color it. Then I'm gonna work on this audio. I say, because me sitting here, I already hear what needs to be done. And he's like, oh, okay, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Hey, man, thanks a lot. Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
And I was just like, whatever.
It's nothing.
But again, he could have sent that to somebody else.
True.
And I had sat with that thing. I did it and I waited. I said I need fresh ears. And I listened the next day. Let me go ahead and send this to Ollie. He comes like, dude, man.
Yes.
I say, yeah.
Yes.
And me being the oh so humble person that I've always been, I'm just like, you welcome.
Bro.
I've been taught I have an issue with accepting compliments and things like that. So if you ever give me one, I'm just like,
yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm going to give you a compliment, brother. Let me tell you, along the way, I was fortunate enough to be privy to some of the clips along the way, and yeah, man, I was blown away. I don't know the details of and how all of that is developed. I don't. I'm not that experienced, but I know good work when I hear it. I know good work when I see it. I've seen enough bad work to know.
I think most of us have. You know?
So when these days are and pieces are being pieced together and it's coming together, I'm like, wow. I mean, there's so many different pieces with sound, some of the shots, some of the lighting, some of the drone shots. My goodness. I mean, Rocky killed it.
Yeah.
Rocky killed it. I was on set one day with at the park and watching him. I mean, it was it was crazy. I'm sure that if I sat down and watched how because just like you were just explaining it, how you were hearing in peace, that comes from experience. I bet sitting down and looking over your shoulder as a shadow, I bet it would be just like a symphony. Like that's how I felt with watching Rocky with I'm sure that all came together the way that it did by design. And I'm so stoked about this project, man. I mean, I've seen multiple. I'm excited to see what may come of a second one.
Yeah, I pitched something to Al. I said, hey, you need to check this out today. And he's like, but I didn't even know about this, man. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, man, I appreciate that. I said, yeah. I said, I appreciate signing up and getting this going. Yeah. People are waiting on either
a part two.
I'm not gonna say it on camera. I'll tell you when we get off.
Yeah. I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about. So yeah.
Y'all just gonna have to hold on. Y'all gonna have to wait for that. Hey, which reminds me, I want to get Ollie up here too because I want to have him talk about it.
Yeah.
Last time he was here, we were talking about starting it.
Right.
So yes, Ollie.
Yes, sir.
I'm probably gonna call you before this episode come out anyway. But yeah, hey, we got to get the ball rolling. Tell the people where they can find you and your work.
Okay, you can find me on social media. Facebook is Marcus Scott. Instagram is the official Marcus Scott. It sounds corny, I know, but I had my Facebook was Marcus T. Scott, and then somebody hacked it. So then I had to go through the whole verification. I still haven't gotten that profile back. So I had to make an official, and there's so many there's a lot of Marcus Scotts out there on social media. So the official Marcus Scott on Instagram. I put a lot of my work out there. If you get tired of seeing a lot of the marketing, I'm sorry, but I do try to stay busy. And because it's a passion of mine and I love it. I'm not going to apologize for that. But yeah, Hartsville, I love you. Wingate, I love you. Just wanted to down Wingate University, boy, play football there. It's my heart. And mom and dad, I love you. And my brother, T. Scott. Yeah, just wanted to get those shout outs before I was done.
Hey man, no problem, man. So listen, this is the space where
one more thing. Mila, Reed, best things I've ever done. It's my daughters.
Okay.
Yes.
I figured it was the kids.
Yeah. I didn't think Reed would probably be, but Mila probably won't be watching, but she'll probably watch now.
Yeah. She gonna watch now.
Yeah.
So this is the part of the episode where I open the floor for you to ask me a question, make a statement, give advice, whatever. So it's on you.
What drove you to take this route of wanting to know more in interviewing creatives? I know I've every once in a while I stumble upon and I'll watch. But what started that for you?
You remember growing up watching Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous, and Yo MTV Cribs
Yes.
and
Yes.
Pimp My Ride. And,
Yes.
you know, you see all these people that are already here. I used to always ask the question of, how did they get there? All you know is Ja Rule drops, holla, holla.
Right.
And it's like, where did this dude come from? DMX drops the Rough Rider album. Where did this dude come from? You know, Grandmaster Flash. You know, we see people. Dang. Pulp Fiction. And this is the first time the majority of us see Samuel L. Jackson. How he get here?
Right.
And how long has he been in this industry? Because I don't remember him from X, Y, and Z. Spike Lee got how many films by the time I'm 10?
Right.
What did he do? How did he get there? Which reminds me, if I had the moment, if I could just have a day to sit with Spike Lee, and if I could have a day
Oh man.
to sit with Robert Townsend,
Oh.
and if I could have a day to sit with Ken and Ivory Wayans, or anybody in the Wayans family, period.
Yes. Yes.
Do you not know that will be the pinnacle of me being super excited without fanboying and ruining the moment for myself?
Right.
Because these are some people that have made some genuine classics.
Yes.
Hollywood Shuffle on how much money? How many credit cards did Robert Townsend use?
Dude. And Keenan Ivory Wayans was a part of that too, right? He was
Right.
Yes. So it's the way that they worked, collaboration over competition.
Yes.
Could have easily had been egotistical.
Very.
Yeah. Small, and the industry wasn't as opportunistic as it is now back then.
Correct.
So I mean, yeah, I mean that's they've laid such a foundation,
Yes.
and they have to be able to pick their brains. I could definitely see that, brother. I wish I would be wanting to be right there with you.
Yes. But
taking notes.
But it's like that. That's how I created this. You know, we had a podcast, Charlotte Podcast Studios podcast. We teach you everything about starting a podcast, with the things that you need, the things that you don't need. We go over statistics. We teach you how to do this. But if you don't want to do it, come here. We'll do it all for you, right? We teach you. We have coaching classes. You know, breakout sessions. We're here to teach you. You know, but I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk to people.
Right.
I want genuine conversation.
Right.
You know, because I tell people, these are conversations. These are not interviews. You're not applying for a job.
Right.
You know, let's have a conversation. So you take, well, we can't be a podcast studio and not have a podcast.
All right.
On top of, how did they get there? How did the baby get where he was? And he local. And I've been rapping for forever. I know people that have been rapping since forever. How did he get there? Okay, let me just sit down with some of these people. Well, do you interview celebrities? Everybody that has sat on this couch is a celebrity. I don't care what you do. Well, have you ever thought about taking it and interviewing people like a Denzel or a Robert Townsend? Yes. Yes, I do. But right now, that's not what my aim is.
Right.
There are too many people here locally that need to connect.
Absolutely.
Me and Takora sat and we talked about the loop 485. How long does it take you to go around 485, start to end, the whole circle, right? And how many businesses are off of each exit?
Right.
Where, as a videographer, there are over 100 videographers within just this circle. How many businesses are off of each exit to where we don't, you know, bump heads or feel like we have to compete with each other? You know what I'm saying? So it's, why not sit with us locally, to the point where I even have a lady that reached out from the UK.
Wow.
I interviewed a lady that's all the way out in Oregon or Washington State. I think Portland, Oregon. So she's in Oregon.
Wow.
You know, virtual calls with people in New York. A guy comes down from Pennsylvania, you know what I'm saying, to tap into this local market, to educate not just us here, but the world. We have people that watch across seas.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? To see that you have downloads in like India,
That's gotta
Turkey,
be.
things like that. You know what I'm saying? But the goal has always been, how did you start? Will we sit with creatives and talk about their journey from the beginning? That's what we're here for. That's how I got into this, because at some point somebody's going to ask me, well, how did you start? When was the first time you picked up a camera? How did you get to this place? And then the other thing is, I want other people to know that, to me, nobody is too big to ask, where did you start? How did you get here?
Right.
Nobody is too small to ask, oh, I haven't done anything in 5-10 years. I don't care. You have a story.
Right.
And it's a very passionate thing for me. And because I feel like I'm sounding like I'm fussing, but I'm not.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, where do we come from? What do we do? Everybody has a different story. Everybody's from a different place. Like I sat with maybe 8 people straight that talked about this came from a mental health thing, to the point where in January, one of my high school classmates is a therapist. Hey, girl, shout out to Natasha. You know, she's been here twice already, and we're already talking about a 3rd episode.
Wow.
Because the majority of us creatives, we had something happen to us. But what happened? Because you being molested, neglected, you know, you've been on your own since the age of 8, you know, living out of my car, you know, going through the things that I went through, and, you know, so many other people have gone through. There could be somebody else out there watching this right now, going through the same thing like you spoke to. We're not, in that sense, we're not here to pull on an emotional draw, but it's there.
Right.
So I'm here to let people know we all have a story.
Yes.
Everybody's got a story.
Yes.
Tell your story.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You're absolutely right. That's I feel like that's what we're here for, you know? Because I mean, loving on each other is understanding each other. We can't understand each other if we don't listen. And everybody has a story to be told, you know? So, man, that's great work, brother.
Hey man, listen, we are expanding the community 1 week at a time, one person at a time. I think we are finally over 200 subs on YouTube. I think we're close to 300 followers on Instagram. I have not posted on TikTok in a while. I know what I need to do to get, you know, things rolling numbers wise. But my thing is this too. I want people in the seat, not just watching.
Right.
And how many of y'all are creatives that are watching this episode, or have watched any episode, or just watched the clips? It's like, I can't be on that podcast because that's too polished. That's too quote unquote big. Listen, this lady, Sherry, said the same thing. She has one of the highest watched episodes. And that episode is 2 hours.
Wow. Wow.
And she thought she was going to come up here for a 20, 30-minute episode. That episode preaches. The episode speaks to the mind. It speaks to the heart. It speaks to the soul.
Wow.
She came over here to talk about brooch ties for women. And everything was broached and tied together in that episode.
Wow.
You never know.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You never know. The community is growing. I'm working on some things. Like, I tell people, I see this being held in a conference type setting. What's the thing? Tonight's conversation, I've only seen clips. And I'm not saying that's where I see Creative Roots being, but I can see the community growing to that. You know, Social Proof, they have a summit. I want a summit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can totally see that. Totally see that. And with your laid back approach, there's a comfortability that's mixed with the actual genuine intrigue about what your story is.
Yeah.
Whoever's sitting in this chair, your story matters, and it's that comfort with that genuine intrigue, not just poking questions of being nosy and trying to flip it into something else that you may benefit from. It's really what is it that drives you? Those types of questions, to get someone to open up and while they're sitting here, that's important, because when people are watching, they're going to have some of those same questions, and they'll have questions they hope you ask, or they'll have certain things that they hope is covered because they're interested too. Mm-hmm. They're interested in whatever, if it's brooch ties, or if it's film, or if it's music, or if it's visual art, whatever the case may be.
Right.
The people that are watching, they're interested, and that is going to continue to grow your following. And yeah, Summit, bro, I can totally see that. Totally see that, bro. You're doing good work. Doing great work. I love it.
I appreciate it.
Doing great work.
I feel I'm doing what I am called to do.
It doesn't feel like
to
work.
run my mouth. Talk. I can talk for days. There are some days where I have that introvert moment where I'm like, not
step
today.
back, yeah.
I don't want to talk and I don't want to listen. Just give me a minute. But to let the local community and the world know who this person is sitting in this seat that you're sitting in, to me, is a greater value than me sitting here teaching somebody how to start a podcast or talking about my experience only.
Right.
This is episode 69, 70. We've been going strong for a whole year. We haven't missed a single week.
Wow.
Praise ye the Lord.
Yes.
We've gone live once. We weren't supposed to go live for 3 hours. That thing ended up being 4 hours of entertainment.
Wow.
We have a partnership with Mono, the providers of these microphones.
Wow.
I'm getting ready to have a conversation with a lady that runs a water company. I'm working on some stuff. If I could choose one thing to do for the remainder of my life, as much as I love creating short films, being behind the camera, it would be sitting here talking to people like you.
Wow. That's and you all have built something special here, bro. Something special.
Yes.
And I your vision, just like we were talking about, you said it's supposed to be 3 hours and turning to 4. That perspective of knowing that, sometimes things ain't gonna go the way they go. Having that
Pivot.
Yeah, that pivot, being flexible enough to pivot, and knowing that you're doing it for the right reasons, man. It's something that's about that brings comfort, confidence,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like work at all. I can definitely identify with that.
I would love to have those days where, because it's happened before, where I can have 3, 4, 6 people in a day coming in and having these conversations. I see it getting to the point where, and Sherry was the first person to break it, an episode 2, 3, 4 hours long. Let's have a panel discussion. Let me get 2 videographers sit here with me. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about something.
Right. Right.
Dime came back for her second episode. She made one statement. The episode was, I say, Dime, I don't even know what we're going to talk about. I say, there's nothing to discuss. And it became an open discussion. We still had people watching that episode. We still had a conversation. I can't even explain or fathom the thought of the vision that has been given to me for this thing here called Creative Roots. for me to even speak it, like you're like, wow, that's like the tip of the iceberg, bro. That is it. This here for me is the thing that I know.
I get it. Don't tone it down for me, brother. Don't tone it down for me.
Listen.
I can see it. I can see the passion in you, and it excites me. That's something. When you see somebody that is walking in their calling, it excites you. Or it excites me anyway. So yeah, if you see me over here making faces and stuff like that, that's why. Because like, I'm excited. I'm ready to jump back into whatever it is that I'm doing too.
Yes.
So I'm extremely. Thank you for the opportunity of being here. First of all, I would say
thank
that.
you for coming out.
Yes, man.
know?
Yes. I really appreciate this, and I really appreciate being in one of the first 70, because, bro, I really feel like with what I've seen just before I even came up here, the little I know of you, but it's not even about it's quality over quantity, I guess you can say.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's where I'm going with this, because you have something that is very, very useful, very, very powerful, and if handled well, and your perspective is spot on for reaching all of those goals. It's spot on for reaching all of those goals, because you're not worried about the views. Mm-mm. You're not worried that'll come. That stuff will come. It's the quality of the content, stories that are being told. That's what's going to take you there, and it starts with the intention. And I love what I'm seeing, man. I am. So thank you for letting me be a part of it.
I mean, I appreciate it, man, because I want to throw a party by the time we hit 100 episodes. We're going live for Christmas again this year.
Okay.
Check out the website. We got. I have to find the time to drop it, but I keep telling y'all there's a new design coming. There's a new design. We're working on hats. We're working on stickers. When I say I'm working on things for people to show their support, because I know there are people that watch that don't comment, right. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
They told me, hey man, I don't comment on stuff, but hey man, I've seen every single episode. Support however you have to support.
Exactly.
Again, it doesn't cost anything to click share.
Right.
Right. Wherever, however, repost or whatever that is. Listen, I got to sit down and get into the social media space again, because I haven't posted any shorts on YouTube since January. And I can tell that I haven't, because the views are not there.
Right.
But for those people that show up every single week,
bro, that's a true following, and I get it. I get it. There are people that they're going to be there regardless of the ups, the downs. Those people, that's your circle, and going from a big circle and thinking that was what it was about, and growing up, maturing, and realizing that circle don't have to be big to be powerful.
Mm-mm.
They don't have to be big to be powerful. And matter of fact, most powerful circles aren't big. They
not
aren't.
At all.
But those people that make up your circle, they make it up with the quality of who they are and their support, and how they support you. Whether it is a share or a repost, or in your case, views, and views for any content that you're creating, and that's the measure. Absolutely, because that, to ignore it, and know you, that's I don't understand that. I don't understand when you know how to support someone, and someone, and you just don't take the time to do it when it's something very simple.
Right.
I like to be able to support those. I try to support everybody, but that's not realistic, because you're gonna have time to do the things that you want to do.
Correct. So listen, y'all. I think we've given y'all more than enough for this episode, because I didn't do it at the beginning before somebody say something. Shout out to Allen Luck Studios, shout out to Charlotte Podcast Studio, and shout out to Art Box Charlotte. I would like to thank us. That is it for this episode. Marcus, I appreciate you for coming in, dropping these gems, helping educate the community. And with that being said, y'all, we are out. Peace.